In this video, we're going to look at linear relationships. So we'll be starting off by looking at the Cartesian plane. Then we'll look at a linear function, looking at its intercepts, followed by graphing a linear function from completing a table of values. So here we have a Cartesian plane. Our y-axis is our vertical axis, and our x-axis is our horizontal axis. Now, the Cartesian plane is broken up into 4 quadrants. So we say our first quadrant, and we go from there anti-clockwise. So second quadrant, third quadrant, and finally our fourth quadrant. And if I highlight some points to you, so the middle of our Cartesian plane is also called the origin. Its coordinates are 0, 0. Okay, and if I was to look at a particular point, let's say that particular point, I'll call it point A. We always give our x-axis coordinate first, followed by our y. So it's going to be 3 for that particular one. Okay, so the coordinate for A is 3, 3. If I try a different one, let's say I look at this one here. Okay, so again, I always read the x-axis first, so it's going to be -5, and I'll go across 3. So if we call that point B, it'll be -5, 3. That's telling me the coordinate for B is -5, 3. Here what we have is a linear function, or a linear relationship drawn that forms our straight line. And you can see a couple of features on there. It crosses the x-axis at -2 and the y-axis at 4. So what we actually say for that, okay, so 4 is our y-intercept, and -2 is our x-intercept. So in this problem, what I'm going to do, here's my linear function, y equals x plus 2. Now I've got a table of values with my x values between -3 and 3. So what I need to do is go ahead and fill in my y values on the table of values to then plot my points to hopefully form a straight line. So what I'm going to do is substitute the value for x into the equation. So for example, when x is -3, we read it as y equals -3 plus 2, and that'll give us answer of -1. When x is -2, y will be -2 plus 2 will be 0. When it's -1, so it'll be -1 plus 2, which will be 1. When x is 0, y will be 0 plus 2. And you can see it's forming a pattern, which is going up by adding 1 each time. So I'm going to continue my pattern. Now what I'm looking to do is to plot my points on my Cartesian plane. So first of all, -3, -1. Then I have -2, 0, -1, 1, 0, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, and finally 3, 5. And what we should notice is that they actually, all those points form a straight line. So what I can do now is, with my ruler, I can draw a straight line through all of my points. And that equation will actually continue, or that line will continue. So I'm going to put arrows on the end of it. And that's how I can plot a linear function, okay, from a table of values. With our example here, we have 3x plus 6y equals 12, I want to get it into the form of y equals mx plus b. So with that saying, something x plus or minus a number. So I need to manipulate the equation. So to start with, this 3x, I want to move to the other side. So I'll subtract 3x to both sides. That'll give me 6y equals negative 3x plus 12. To get y by itself, I need to divide both sides by 6. And that will give me y equals negative a half x plus 2. In our final problem here, we have 4x plus 2y minus 10 is equal to 0. And we need to rearrange it to get it into the form of y equals mx plus b. So I want you to pause the video and attempt to do that yourself. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is add 10 to both sides. And that'll give me 4x plus 2y. Now I need to move the 4x, so I'm going to subtract 4x to both sides, leaving me with 2y equals negative 4x plus 10. And finally, 2y, I need to divide both sides by 2. And that will give me y equals negative 2x plus 5.